Everyone, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu of Label Free. To live your best life, you must live label free. And I'm back with another incredible guest. My next guest is the president and CEO of Desert Rivers Credit Union and also the founder of Cinch IT. Please welcome Samuel Crane. Samuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Deanna.
Great to have you here. So you are all things like financial, huh? And now IT.
Yeah, we started Cinch IT, about 4 years ago in the state of Utah, and it was actually just something to bring to our credit union that was in need of an enterprise level IT situation, and so we brought it here, and it's working great, and then we're expanding across the state of Utah.
Awesome. Well, I think anything in that IT like category industry, especially if you're like using it specifically for what you need, is very necessary, right? Especially in today's
Mhm.
world. But I kind of want to go back a little bit about I've never talked to anybody that owns a credit union. Like there has
Sure.
to be so much red tape around starting a credit union. Like what inspired you to do that?
Yeah. Well, so our credit union actually started by teachers and educators, and back in 1956
Oh, wow.
in our
Okay.
county. And the credit union just kind of grew at a pretty slow pace. Like the first couple of years that it was around, it had like maybe $700-800 in deposit is all. So
Wow.
you, they it was kind of a movement back in the 50s and
Sure.
60s for credit unions to get started, and it grew until 2005 when we started kind of growing a little more. And I took over in 2012, and
Okay.
so at that
Oh,
point
wild.
yeah. So it's been a few years since we took over, but we noticed that we needed to expand and rebrand, and so at the time it was called Grand County Credit Union, just specific to one county.
I got
And
you.
so we kind of rewrote the charter. We got things changed. We named it Desert Rivers Credit Union, and then expanded into other markets. And we're really one of the fastest growing credit unions in the nation right now.
That's amazing. And what's different between a credit union and like a bank, traditional bank?
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about a credit union is it's cooperative. So everybody that has an account at the credit union actually owns a share of the credit union,
Oh,
and they
okay.
can vote
I
on
did not
the.
know that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Every year they vote on who they want to have as the volunteer board. So I'm the CEO and I run the credit union, but I report to those board members who are voted on by our shareholders, who are the owners of the credit union. And so that we're all beholden to each other. And
Sure.
so we want to give back to them. We want to give back in the ways of like lower fees and higher interest rates and better rates on loans and just services that our membership needs. Whereas if you look at a bank, they're also owned by stockholders,
Okay.
but the
Yeah.
stockholders, you can be a stockholder of a bank and not ever utilize the bank as a product. And so I used to work for a big bank before I started with credit unions, so I'm very familiar with them. And I can tell you from firsthand knowledge that the what was driving the strategy and the products at the bank was what would make the most profit to
Sure.
the bank.
Okay.
And so you really have kind of challenging strategies of the bank because they want to make profit, but they also want to keep their customers, but just enough so that
Yeah.
they can make a lot of profit off of them.
Is it so? I mean, kind of getting off track. We're gonna come back to Cinch IT, but is it
Yeah.
hard for a bank to be profitable? Because I feel like that's impossible.
No, it's very easy for a bank to be profitable if they
Yeah.
have economies of scale. If you're a really small bank in this country, it's difficult. But once you get up into that, $1 billion in asset rate size, it's pretty easy for a bank to be profitable. But like I said before, credit unions. I think credit unions are profitable as well.
Sure.
We have to have enough profit in order to run our mission, right? Our mission is to help the underserved and help the members of our communities. And so you have to have enough profit so you can reinvest back into them. So it's just a kind of a different mindset.
Yeah. No, I think that you're right. And so in my mind, and from what I understand, what you've clarified it, that a credit union really kind of serves people at that foundational level, whereas a bank is more about the machine. You know,
Yep.
they don't care as much. They want to keep their customers because without customers, they're not going to be profit. But they're ultimately not trying to. Sorry, they're ultimately not trying to help the end user.
Right. Hmm.
That's my opinion. Don't crucify me, but that's what I think. Okay. So
Yeah.
now let's talk about Cinch IT and how that was born and what your motivation and inspiration was behind that.
Yeah. So Cinch IT is a pretty cool situation. Basically, 5-ish years ago, we ran into an issue where we're kind of in rural Utah. We're in southern Utah. We're away from Salt Lake, away from Phoenix. So there's not really any metropolitan areas around us. And we were looking for a partner that could give us an enterprise level IT solution. And we just couldn't find it. You know, there were some small town broke fix people that were really great, but we needed a team of IT professionals that could actually bring us to the level that is required for us to
Right.
have in cybersecurity and technology. And we just couldn't find it anywhere. And I had a board member that was basically traveling around the world working on all of these data centers. And I said, David, you know, what can we do here to fix this problem that we're having? And so we researched a couple of different options and we went with Cinch IT. So Cinch IT is actually a franchise model. It's
Hmm.
a
Okay.
nationwide service, but we bought the franchise rights, the state of Utah, brought that model over to us and started with Desert Rivers Credit Union. And the one thing I noticed right away was our cybersecurity got up to par, and then
Wow.
all the pressures of technology that were on my shoulders and on my management team's shoulders just went away. It was like I couldn't believe how many hours I was really spending on technology
Oh, I
until
bet.
I actually got a partner that did the technology for me and made us just work. And it just relieved a lot of stress, a lot of time. You know, we actually did a white paper on it, and we anticipate that it saved us probably around $150,000 a year
Wow,
in
that's huge.
just time
Yeah.
from all the people that were, and then just being up. Like instead of having downtime at the credit union, we were able to be up more often, which allowed, you know, our products and services to work. And yeah, it was an awesome transition.
And so is it specifically for like the financial industry?
No, like we work with small businesses. You really
Okay.
need to have somewhere around at least, you know, 8 to 10 computers
I
for it to
gotcha.
work. Our model is really simple. We charge a monthly service fee per user per month. And then we offload all the IT. So it's really having like a professional IT department
Sure.
come in for you. And so it essentially works to the point where if you've got 8 or 10 or more computers, we can come in, we can be your IT department. If you're a really big institution, which we have some of those as well, like we have a healthcare system that you know is like 500 employees, we can come in and kind of co-manage it with your IT department, take the stuff that you don't want, and you know come in and do those portions that would most benefit you to take off your plate.
So it covers, so what all does it cover within the business model? So I know you said cybersecurity, which is probably
Mhm.
the most important one in today's world.
Yeah,
Well, what else? I mean, does it cover like accounting, like services, not accounting services, but accounting software? So
right.
yeah, what all does it help within the business model?
Yeah, so the major pillars is the first one, cybersecurity. So we
Yeah.
come in and bring a breadth work of cybersecurity products to protect you, and we kind of lock down all your networks and your computers and make sure that nobody's breaking into you. And then the other pillar that we offer is unlimited support.
Okay.
So what's cool about that is we have the ability to remote into any of your computers, any of your servers, and support you. But then we also offer local on-site support. So
Nice.
our first line of defense is our help desk. You call them, it's like, hey, this isn't working on my computer, and they will troubleshoot it for you right there. And then if they can't fix it, then we'll have a local on-site technician come and actually work on it on site. And that is an amazing thing that we offer. What's cool about that is we really focus our help desk and our on-site support to be fast and friendly.
Sure.
And we hire friendly people first, not tech savvy people. I mean, we
That's
do,
important.
yeah,
That's
because it's
important.
customer service, right? Nobody
Yeah.
wants to call their IT person and be told that made feel that you're dumb.
Yeah. And sometimes those people aren't exactly the most personable. So the fact that
Yeah,
you're saying that they're friendly, that makes things a little bit easier because that can be a very stressful situation if you have an IT issue. Because I've dealt
exactly.
with that and that's
Yeah.
no fun, especially when you're running a business. Like that's a problem.
Mhm.
Like
Yep.
you do want fast, but you also want someone who's going to understand what you're going through because it can be very stressful.
Right. Right. Yeah, and so then the third pillar on that is that we're very proactive with your IT. So we're constantly monitoring every endpoint for
Mm,
any issues that those computers or servers might have. And then we're actually updating or fixing those problems in the background before they ever become a real problem to you. And I
nice.
think that's one of our secret sauces is that we're so focused on keeping you up and running and just everything working that we make sure that it's running before it becomes a problem.
So you said this was like a franchise model. You bought the franchise rights, but it's nationwide. So
Yes.
how do you help people when it's on site?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really simple. Probably 90% of the phone calls we can take care of remotely.
Sure.
So when you call, it's like, hey, I've got this issue happening on my computer. We just jump into your computer, look at it, boom, we're good to go. If it needs an on-site person, we escalate that ticket. We let them know, hey, this person will be reaching out to you to schedule a time to meet with you.
Okay.
And then the on-site person will reach out, schedule a time to meet with them and be there. It's usually between 2 to 4 hours,
Oh,
but
that's not bad.
up to 24 hours
Sure.
if there's a real big backlog, but most of the time it's the same day.
Okay, good to know. And now what about implementing this service? Is it
Yeah, and I'll
like a software? Do they download something onto their other computers or like how do you
oh, good
guys have
question.
access?
Yeah. And I will say just before I explain that, the fourth thing that and last thing that we really
Okay.
like to focus on is consulting. So
Uh-huh.
we will actually assign a consultant to your account. We call them account executives, and they will meet with you on a regular basis and try to be forward thinking in your technology. So instead of just being like, oh man, my computer broke, I guess I need a new one, they'll
Mhm.
actually look at your technology and say, this is where we're headed in a year
Yeah.
or 2 years from now. What can we do over the next 2 to 3 months to take bites of that and really move the needle in that direction? And I think that's a really big piece that a lot of business owners aren't thinking about moving their technology forward. Once they really get on that train and everything's just kind of pumping, they can actually use technology to almost amplify the
Scale.
business they're doing.
Scale. Yeah.
Scale,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Because I feel like certain business mindsets don't really. I'm sure a lot of people are like embracing technology, but I'm sure there's a lot
Mhm.
still out there that are like, whoa, this is good for now. And they don't understand that you need to upgrade your 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 systems as time goes on.
Exactly. Yep.
Because of
Yeah.
the older style systems are more susceptible to cybersecurity issues, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
if you're moving them forward, you're always going to keep down that cutting edge of cybersecurity and keep yourself away
Yeah.
from a potential threat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
So,
then
and
enrollment's easy. Like, they sign a document that just says this is what our service level agreement is. We
okay.
we do month to month, so they don't have to
Oh,
sign up for a long contract. We feel like we should earn our keep every month. And
nice.
so that's really important part of our business model. And we'll come back and earn that every single month. If we're doing a bad job, we feel like we should be able to part ways. We've only actually in the state of Utah, we've only lost one client in our 5 years, and that was because the business had a change of ownership and
Okay.
they already had their IT situation and the new change of ownership. So we feel like we do a really good job of keeping your business once you're a part of us. And then we come in and do discovery phase. Usually
Mm,
takes about a week or two. We'll just make sure we identify all of your computers and your servers, understand your whole network. and then we'll actually put what we call our agents
Okay.
on your computer, just a small software agent, so that we can now not only help you with cybersecurity, but remote in and help your technology be better.
That's awesome. I love it. So like
Simple.
so let's make it this relatable. Um,
Yeah.
can you give us an example of maybe like a mid-sized business where they like what they were dealing with compared to what they have now working with you?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to talk about that. Yeah, we had a staffing company that came on board with us, and they were just dealing with um, problems all the time with their technology. Their two major owners and managers were spending like half their time trying to fix problems
Like
that
what
are
kind of
just happening every
problems?
day.
What
So
kind of
it could
problems?
be just something as simple as an employee being like, "Hey, my computer's running slow.
Oh, okay.
My computer's not connecting to the internet. My computer is like not connecting to the server. How do I get, and that's the thing with IT is a lot of times these issues are just really simple fixes, but they build up over time. And so because these guys started this business, they knew all the ins and outs of the business. So everybody was coming to them to fix the problem, right?
Yeah.
They didn't realize that they were spending, 10, 15, 20 hours of their work week answering questions. And then they kind of looked around and realized, holy smokes, we better implement this solution. I don't think they believed how quickly that the weight would come off their shoulders, but essentially by implementing us, and I think at the time they did it was about $2,000 a month for it was a pretty decent size operation. We came in, took all that off their shoulders, and like a week later, they called and said, "Our phones have stopped ringing. We can actually
Yeah.
do what we're supposed to do."
Yeah. So if these are two higher ups in the company and they're wasting 15 to 20 hours of their time every week, if whatever their salary was, you times that times four versus the
Mhm.
$2,000 that it costs for your services, the savings had to be massive for them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, if you look at just that, they're probably six-figure salaries, and you're taking half of that. I mean, you could be saving 50 to 75,000 a year on just that one case
That's
study.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. And you're saying that's a bigger operation. So, but you will go into businesses that have at least eight computers.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll go in if they want us at smaller, but it's not usually super cost effective if you just
Sure.
got two or three computers. Um, but yeah, eight or more computers really makes kind of the sweet spot for us,
Okay.
and that's usually where the business is kind of hitting that kind of that next level
Sure.
where they're feeling like, oh man, I need an IT guy, but I don't want to really hire $100,000 IT guy. And even if you do at that point in your business, hire an IT guy, one IT person doesn't know everything.
Well, right.
And
No, I
so
can
you
speak from
really need a
experience.
team. Yeah, exactly.
And especially with technology changing as rapidly as it has, and if people are updating their systems, that person that once knew those old systems might not know the new systems.
Exactly. 100% right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. And we have a system to document. We come in during discovery, we document all of your systems. We
okay.
make it really easy to understand. So anybody answering the phone will be able to look those documents up and understand what's going on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really good system that way.
I mean, it sounds like you've really found like a niche in the
It's
market.
great. Yeah, the hardest part is, really getting people to see that they're holding so much weight of the IT on their own shoulders. I think it's kind of like the lobster that's in the pot that the degree of temperature has just been risen so slowly. They
Yeah.
don't realize how hot it is and how much it really is taking for them to deal with their own IT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the hardest part for people to see is that benefit.
I mean, if you're wasting 15 hours on the low end on dealing with IT issues when you're a manager of something else, that makes absolutely zero sense. Like, how do you
Right.
get your work done?
Right.
Work-life balance here. What are you adding another 15 hours to your week? Like, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Working like 75 hours instead of 60
Right.
or whatever it is. I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Right.
because we had, so I mean, we in my previous life we had 150 employees, and we had we had two call centers for our business, sales, tech, and then our executive team. And our COO started out as our IT guy, and he ended up getting pulled in multiple directions because he was the only one that knew all the IT stuff. So he couldn't really
Hmm.
do operations when he's managing the IT. So this would have been so great because then he could
Yeah.
have focused on pushing production out the door, making sure we're hitting our numbers and our profit margin is staying where it needs to stay because essentially if people are, maybe people don't realize this, higher ups that understand the IT ins and outs of the business don't realize that it's eroding their profit margin because they're not able to actually use that time effectively and do the job that they're supposed to do. Because
Yeah.
that's what happened with us.
Exactly. That's a
So,
perfect example.
yeah.
100% that happens every day. Somebody else that's not really qualified to do IT just kind of is doing it because they're the most knowledgeable
Yep. Yep.
or they've been around the longest. And you could easily take that from them and buy back your time for a fraction of the price. And then they
Yeah.
get to do what they love.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much more effective and efficient
Mhm.
and makes the most business sense. So for all you business owners out there that are tuning in and listening to this, Sean is going to let us know, or Samuel, sorry,
Yeah,
we're
it's
wrong.
okay.
I don't know where that came from. Where did that come from? I don't know. Samuel's going to let us know where they can find you and connect with you and learn more about implementing this service into their business.
Yes, so the best way you can reach out to me on Instagram, my personal handle, I'd love to talk with you personally,
Okay.
is posted right there. It's at Samuel Crane CEO. Or if you want to just check us out on our website at cinchit.com.
Excellent. You guys can put those links in the show notes. So definitely reach out to me if you have any questions or go check them out on their website. Highly, highly recommend if you have 8 computers or more and somebody that's doing IT is not supposed to be doing it. This is increase your profit margin. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to make more money. With
right.
that being said, Samuel, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
I think business owners, a lot of business owners watch your podcast, and we
Yes.
tend to build our own jail cells.
Mm,
We give away all the things that we like doing, and we tend to hold on to the things we don't like doing.
mm,
And my words of advice to every business owner that's watching this is to free yourself from your own prison.
yeah, that's good.
Start implementing things like Cinch IT or other things that I feel strongly about that would allow you to keep the things that you like doing that will help grow your business the way you want it to grow and delegate the things that you don't like to do.
I love that. And before I wrap things up, a quick question on what you said. Do you think, in your experience in your last 5 years with business owners and people that are holding on to handling the IT that they shouldn't, are these people micromanagers?
I think that sometimes they just don't realize. It's kind of like they don't actually ever audit themselves. And I would say that's the first thing you should do is audit your time. Take a week's worth of time and just every 10, 15 minutes write down what did you do and was it valuable? Did it bring you energy and joy? Do that for a week. You'll be surprised at how much time you're spending on things that you could potentially delegate somewhere else.
Amen. With that being said, Samuel, thank you so much for being an incredible guest. You've definitely found a need in the marketplace, and if there's business owners out there that are not checking you out, they really should because from experience, it erodes your profit margin. Get that money back, get your time back, work-life balance. You should not be investing so much time into to managing your IT when you could have a service do it for a fraction of the cost. So thank you
Right.
for sharing with us today. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome, Deanna. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, comment, share, all those good things, and I'll be back soon.